Teacher Victoria here with and for Lead from Home, a great spot for anyone that has an interest in the online ESL teaching platform community, networking, finding great resources, and just stopping by and saying hi is okay too. I do want to say hello and welcome back to any of you fine fellows and friends. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned because we've got some exciting things happening during our relaunch. And if it hasn't happened already, come on by June 4th. We are going live and we'll have lots of announcements and great freebies and additional resources that we probably wouldn't offer. But because it's a special day and we welcome everybody, please join us. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out. Okay, so today's video is all about TPR, Total Physical Response. I use TPR in all of my class lessons as part of a toolkit. And I'll just call it a toolkit because I believe that teaching in the classroom, whether you're brick and mortar or in an online platform, you're going to use more than one method. You should. It will have better benefits and outcomes for your students. Okay. So what is TPR? I didn't know. Trust me, I had no idea what TPR was. It is Total Physical Response. Who came up with this? James Asher, a professional and teacher, psychology professor at a university in California, and he came up with this in the 1970s to help increase learning. He made some observations and he created this technique that we still use today. And why? Because it's relevant. What is TPR and how do we use it in the classroom? We have two forms, Instructional Tpr and Educational Tpr. What is the difference? Instructional Tpr is actions and commands. I'll just go through a couple of them. Listen. Say, look. I'm sure if you're watching this, you're probably giggling too. I have to do this in the classroom? Well, yes, you'll get used to it. How do we know it works? Well, you'll notice that even if the student doesn't repeat, they will repeat the behaviors. We do this because it's easy on the memory. And we need to learn behaviors and actions. They're more flexible for us as learners. We learn first to perform and then produce the words, at least in the ESL platform. It is also good for teaching anything new, like vocabulary or a new concept, maybe instruction-wise. So the behavior is easier to learn. It engages your learner, creates a great learning environment because if you're moving around, moving your hands, doing something constantly and having the child mirror you or student, then yes, it's engaging and it can be so much fun. We listen before we perform the commands. So that's kind of ties in with the first thing I said. But some examples that I promised of how to use this creatively in the classroom. I'll give you three that I use all the time, and I love them because they're fun for me and they're fun for the student. One of the things that I do is sing and chant. I'm not a singer, but I sing and chant all the time, and I enjoy it. The students enjoy it. I think they do. I mean, they stay with me. But this is one of the things that I remember as a language learner, early language learner. One of the things that I remember was the TPR for learning how to sing, learning the parts of the face. And no, this wasn't in English. I didn't learn it in English. I learned it in Spanish. Maybe some of you remember the little song that we learned. It was cara, ojos, nariz y boca. Cara, ojos, nariz y boca. Cara, ojos, nariz y boca. Vamos a cantar. Okay, so maybe some of you guys remember that song, and if you notice something about the TPR and the singing and chanting, it's catchy. It's also fun because you're learning, and if the teacher messes up and the student catches you, oh, bonus. I sang it 3 times. 3 seems to be like the best thing to do, have repetition. And guess what? It's already in the curriculum on the ESL platform because we know. Sorry. We know that repetition is key for language learning. So the other thing that we do, maybe the second thing that I do that's kind of a creative way and that I also did research to find out why it was beneficial, is tell a story. It doesn't have to be a long story, but use your TPR with it. For example, when in your first 5 minutes of the classroom or the first 3 minutes, you're establishing rapport for that session. Remember, rapport building goes beyond just the first lesson. It's every single moment, all the time. You're trying to develop those relationships. So telling a story with TPR makes language learning fun. It also helps establish new vocabulary, bridge the gaps with vocabulary, and also teaches them a little bit about yourself. For example, I'm just kidding. So I would say, hello, how are you? I'm fine. Oh, today, not so good. It was a bad day. Bad. I was walking and I fell. Okay, so depending on your language learner, you might want to modify that. But notice that the entire time I was looking at the student, I used my hands and body position in the camera. This is storytelling, and this is a little freer. It's part of the rapport building in the beginning. We can tell stories in other ways according to the level appropriate, if you will. And the other one that we use, and I use quite often, is seek and find. This would be probably for my level 2s or level 3s, and sometimes even my earlier language learners. I'm finding that they're quite willing to participate in seek and find. So we model the sentence frame. For example, it is blue. It is blue. Where is blue? Look. It is blue. Do you see blue? Yes! So with that being said, I wish you the best of luck, and just know that TPR is a great way to engage your students, engage yourself, infuse energy, and above all, teach. Happy teaching, and see you